Charlie Lamb getting ready. Two rivals set to square off and leave it all on the field. It's the Milwaukee Brewers and the Chicago Cubs. First pitch coming your way next. Lamb digs in. He's had this pitcher's number. Fastball off speed. It hasn't mattered, Singy.
Yeah, you can tell he steps in with confidence. It's like he already knows the answer to the test.
Out to short, Foss. On to first, now 2 away. Man at first, nobody out. And up next for Chicago, Lewis Bellamy. Up the middle, there's one. A sensational double play.
Oh man, what a smooth double play. That was a thing of beauty from start to finish.
Mitchell Anderle, the next Cub to hit. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. Takes it to the bag. That's one. To first. Double play. Nicely done.
They made that double play look so easy, but it was far from routine. That's the one thing about big leaguers. They make tough plays look simple.
Lamb digs in. Not a lot of traffic this inning, but he's got the power to change that with one swing.
Yeah, and that's the kind of threat that keeps pitchers honest, even with 2 outs and no one on.
2 down, nobody on. Sliced hard but foul. The 0-2. Swings through it, and that's a strikeout. Back here at Wrigley Field, ready to go for the last half of the inning. Fernando Cordero now at the plate. Swing and a ball popped up. Lamb under it. And there's one down. Got. So runner at second, 2 down. Ernest McPhail, the next Cub to hit. Man on second, 2 down. Out to short. Lamb throws to first in time, and that is the go ahead run on base. Julian Chavez digs in now. The kick and the pitch. Runner goes. Slides, but he can't come up with it. Throw back in quickly. First and second now with nobody out. We head to the bottom of the 5th. Here's the Cubs leadoff man, Rich Martins. Out to short, Lamb. Tosses to first. And the leadoff hitter attack. Now it's the right fielder, Ralph Jordan. 2 on, 1 out. Worm burner into the outfield for a knock. Here comes the runner. In comes the run from second. Not in time. The tying run stands at third with 1 out, and a fly ball could knock this one up. Back here at the friendly confines. All set for the top of the 6th. Charlie Lamb up now for the Brewers.
You know, this guy's great speed is in the back of that pitcher's mind. If he can get on, it's going to give him one more thing he's got to think about. So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up, try to track the ball, block it if you have to, as far as just a late swing that maybe you're not sure about, but some way, somehow climb back into this at bat through the count.
Tosses to first. Quick recovery from the misplay, pays off for the out.
That's that classic wipeout slider below the zone right there. Just nasty. Looks like a fastball thigh high that you got to protect the zone, and then it's just that late break that fools you and kind of makes you look silly.
Oh, can't pick it up cleanly. Here's the center fielder, Dave Mitchell. There goes the runner. Pitch in for a strike. Safe at second, and he easily steals the bag. And the tying run is now in scoring position.
Well, it really doesn't matter what the situation is. When a guy like this gets on first, you know he's going to steal second at some point during the at-bat. Nice job to get in the scoring position. The defense probably knew it was coming, but they just couldn't do anything to stop it.
0-2 now. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball.
As a pitcher, you know the runner on second is ready to push things with his speed. A base hit is probably going to be a big run, so you really have to execute on the mound.
And takes low for ball one. With a single base runner, because of all the power, they are dangerous to tie this thing up or take the lead. In the dirt. And the runner holds. Struck him out looking. One down. And now it's switch hitting third baseman Rich Martins. On the ground. Sends it to first. 2 down.
Good slider inside right there. Batter fighting to get there, just rolled over it, got the ground ball.
Here's the left fielder, Louis Bellamy. Slice the other way. That's a base hit. And that extends the inning.
Couldn't have timed it up any better than that.
Now it's the second baseman, Theo Gillen. 1 strike away. Here's a swing and a line drive and a base hit into right field. So the tying run reaches with 2 away.
That's true.
Next for the Brewers, Brian Hirsch. Feliz is just 1 strike away. Up the middle, base hit, 1 run in already. Another comes in to score, and in the 9th they take the lead.
Comes through to drive in a pair and give them the lead. You'll often hear the phrase short to it, long through it, and that's a great example of it right there. Got the barrel in the hitting zone early, squared it up with the well.
Hit on the ground to short, Lamb. Throw to first, ball game. And the Brewers take game 1 of the series on the road. Lamb had the kind of game you'd like to avoid.
Well, I don't want to pile on a player when he's down, but that was a lousy game at the dish. Sure, they got the win, but if he performs like that, it doesn't make it easy.
One down. Next for Milwaukee, Charlie Lamb. Swing and a base hit.
Find the ball, find the ball.
So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single. Here's the Brewers catcher now. He was hitless in 4 at-bats yesterday. Runner on the move. That's in for a strike. Throw bounces, and he's in there safely with the stolen base. And the league leader in stolen bases does it again. Move to second. Lamb dives back in safely.
Hitter's got some good opposite field power. What I like about something being hit to the right side into the outfield is that the base runner at second has a very good read.
Runner goes again. Swinging a foul straight back.
You got this, Taguchi.
Man at second.
Oh.
Battling here as he fouls it away. Fouls it off, still 1-2.
Come on, Charles.
Oh. 1 out and a runner at second here in the second game of the series. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout.
Well, getting a good look at the pitcher here in the first inning isn't a bad thing. I know he struck out, but you can live with that as long as the other hitters in this lineup can learn something from
inside.
it.
Dave Mitchell at the plate now, and that's inside.
Here we go, Cubbies. Here we go.
That one finds the zone. That's strike 1.
One way to make a guy real uncomfortable at the plate is pound him inside with good velocity. They're doing that right here.
Runner at second, 2 down. And a swing and a miss. Down on strikes. And the inning is Lamb stepping in. It's late. It's quiet. But here's a chance to make some noise with 2 gone.
Yeah, this is when rally hats get flipped, Boog. Let's see if he can twist this script.
Ground ball up the middle. Fires to first. And that will end the inning. Lamb steps to the plate. They're trailing, but here's an opportunity to reel it in. RBI chance.
Yeah, Boog, chance to be the big fish right here. This is exactly who they want in a spot like this.
A swing and a miss, and that's strike 1. They've got a potent lineup, and when you think about teams capable of rallying from this kind of deficit, they're right at the top of the list.
Well, he's been aggressive right out of the box, and a smart pitcher is going to play off of that, especially when you get to 2 strikes.
Ripped to short. Handles, throws to first. Third out, and that ends. Here at Wrigley Field, bottom of the inning, Ernest McPhail getting ready to hit. Grounds 1 to short. Lamb fires over to first. And the leadoff man set down in their half of the 5th. Man at first, Charlie Lamb. The next to hit, 1 for 3. He swings and fouls one off.
Well, these Brewers looking to string together better at bats when they have runners on, but it just hasn't happened for them yet. They only have 1 hit with runners in scoring position, so a lot of squandered opportunities. It's tough because those are moments you just can't get back.
Jordan on the move to the alley. Pulls it down and he makes the catch.
And you got to give some credit to the other side as well. They've been able to get out of a few tough jams, but frustration is mounting for this offense, no doubt.
So digging in, Fernando Cordero. Chop to first. Hirsch fires to second for 1. Double play.
Yeah, you're out of
What a
there.
twin killing. So 2 down. Now the left fielder, Christopher Karowski. Escobedo is just 1 strike away. Lined into right. He's got it. Ball game. And the Cubs even this series up at a game apiece. Lamb played okay, but not well enough to boost them to a win.
Not one to put on the personal highlight reel necessarily, but wasn't a big downfall for him in the loss.
Charlie Lamb up now for the Brewers, the National League leader in runs batted in this year. In the air, right field, Jordan moving under it, and there's 2 away. Out towards right center field, Rayner on the move, pulls it down and he makes the catch. And there's 2 down. This one in the air, center field. Rayner under it. And that is that. Back to the leadoff spot in the Cubs lineup. Rich Martins will hit next. 0-2 now. On the ground, out to short. Dive, and he's got it. Throws from the seat of his pants. There's 1.
Hey!
On to first, save. So they get 1, but a really nice try there. 1 down. And now, Lewis Bellamy. Runner takes off, pitching for a strike. Transfer bobbled, and there's no throw. Ralph Jordan, the next Cub to hit. Swing and a ground ball. The flip, and that's a nice play to end the inning. Lamb locks in. You can feel it. Big moment here.
Yeah, everyone in the yard just sat up in their seats. So did I, Boo.
And a big swing and a miss.
Well, the hitter shows the pitcher that he's willing to go after that pitch down in the zone. So perhaps he'll come back to it. Still try to get that ground ball double play.
In the dirt. Fires to second. Almost got him. But he scrambles back safely. 2 on, 1 out. Liner caught at second.
That swing right there tells me he's seeing the ball pretty well. I know it didn't produce a hit, but he made solid contact, and that's
odd choice here. They intentionally walk him, and the runner now into scoring position. Here's the catcher. Just missed.
the last thing he wants is to hit the ball on the ground, but I wouldn't expect many pitches up in the zone. They'll be pitching for a double play in this spot.
In the air to left center. That's a base hit.
Down.
And he's back in safely.
Well, that at bat had a lot riding on it. Certainly a pivotal swing of the bat in this ball game. Now that sets up a huge at bat in this ball game.
Mitchell in the box here lets that one go for a ball. I thought that was a strike, and here's a challenge. On the ground to second, might be two. Good feed, that's one. That's a double play. The ball game is over. Lamb had a decent showing in the loss.
He's going to be a driver for their offense and change losses like this one to wins. He needs better days than this. Some good signs in this one, though.
Charlie Lamb ready to put on a... Next for the Brewers, Charlie Lamb. And a foul ball.
Well, the best way to shake off yesterday's struggles is to get on the board early. They've got a guy in scoring position. They've got to find a way here to get him in.
Just missed. Runner in scoring position, nobody out as we play game one of this 4-game series.
No, inside.
Late on that fastball.
Just not able to catch up to that velocity.
Swing and a miss. And he's down on strikes. One out in the top of the first. Ray Lucero, the next to hit for the Reds. Out to short. To first. That ends the frame. We'll move to the... Swing and a foul out of play.
These two guys, a lot of respect for one another.
Strike on the inside corner.
Well, that two-seamer is heat-seeking for right-handed batters. Just runs in on those hands.
That one almost got him. On the ground at first. Can't glove it cleanly. Save. It was never going to be easy after the misplay. First and second. 2 outs. Culver now at the plate.
Ball.
Next offering misses. Ball 2.
Tough spot right here. A couple runners on. 2-ball count. You can't nibble, but you have to execute and finish your pitch. If you leave something out over the plate, it's going to bring in some runs.
Two on, 2 outs. Swing and a miss. They're down 3-1. In for a strike, and now just 1 pitch away from surviving the inning. And that'll load the bases.
Man, that's a tough one to take on the full count, but I guess he saw it really well. It's a really nice plate appearance.
Fastball the inside corner for a strike.
There was a high-velocity fastball in the zone. I think a little frustration from walking the previous hitter. He's got good stuff. Pitch inside the zone and trust it.
Comes up empty as he chases that one in the dirt. Steps on the plate for the force. Out to escape a bases-loaded jam unscathed. One away. Tie game. Go-ahead run stands at first. Gets to it with a slide to first. And very nicely done for the out. Ready to go for the last half of the inning. In now for the Reds, Martin Johnson. Up the middle, Lamb. Throws to first. One away, bottom of the sixth. The go-ahead run aboard at first. Nobody out. In the air, left field. And there's one away.
Just pulled off of it a little bit right there. That front shoulder coming open.
Now it's the DH, Derek Dudek. Line drive, caught.
It's never fun going back to the dugout after hitting the line drive.
So 2 down, and here's the first baseman, Mustafa Leary. In the air, right field. Hoover should have this one. And that will end the inning. So runner at second, 2 down. Jordan Lawler, the next to hit for the Reds. The winning run on second base. On the ground to short, Lamb. The throw to first, and we're headed to the 11th. Lamb stepping in now. If he goes deep here, we may not see that helmet again until next series.
Yeah, might as well order the Gatorade shower now, Boog. This place would erupt.
In the dirt, blocked. No advance. Good job behind the dish. Jackknifes out of the way. Ground ball, left side.
Move it.
Over to first, and they got him. First and second, 2 outs. Digs in now. 2 on, 2 outs. Dives and keeps it on the infield. Got him! A beautiful play to end the inning. Lamb digging in, go-ahead run in scoring position, and a seasoned hitter at the plate, Singy.
Yeah, if he gets something he likes, Boog, he's not going to miss it. This is what you play for. You know, he can move the ball around, add and subtract, get some weak contact at times. So you don't worry as much about him in this situation. Very capable of getting a ground ball and getting out of this little jam.
All loaded up, dangerous hitter at the plate. Grounds one to short. There's one.
No,
first,
you're
but
out.
he beat it.
I promise you, there are guys that get a little bit faster when they can.
Kevin Nix takes over on the mound.
Well, he's been a really tough guy to take deep this season. You usually have to string some hits together.
There goes the runner. That's in for a strike. Throw, save. That's a stolen base. And that's another stolen base for the league leader.
Well, it really doesn't matter what the situation is. When a guy like this gets on first, you know he's going to steal second at some point during the at-bat. Nice job to get in the scoring position. The defense probably knew it was coming, but they just couldn't do anything to stop it.
2 on, 2 outs. And now the count 1-2 after the swing and the miss. Comes up empty as he chases that one in the dirt. In time. Nicely done to get out of the jam. So runners at the corners, nobody out. Ray Lucero, the next to hit for the Reds. Runner on the move. Ball
That's out.
outside. safe at second, and that was not close. So bases loaded with one away. Josh Johnson, the next to hit for the Reds. The 1-0. In the air on the infield. And the infield fly is called. Here's the second baseman, Adrian Chavez. Base hit, that'll do it. The winning run crosses the plate, and the Reds break through to win it in 13. And your final score here today, 2-1. A one-run extra inning win for Chris Singleton and our entire outstanding crew here at MLB The Show. I'm John Shambi. We'll see you soon. Lamb locks in. I don't know if it's the release point or what, but he smashed this pitcher like a piñata.
Yeah, and it seems like every at-bat's a birthday party, Boog. Might be time to send a gift basket and hope for mercy.
Here's something to watch, Singy. He's got the best OPS on the team. He can hurt you. Lamb with an uncharacteristic stretch of poor play lately. The 1-1 is fouled off. West with a stellar run lately on the mound, really carving up lineups.
Ball. Some pitchers can go out there and rip off a month or two of incredible starts, and right now it looks like he's in one of those grooves. Really fun to watch.
Foul ball, another 2-2 upcoming. This one high in the air to left center. Johnson has a beat on it. And there are 2 outs. Man at first, 1 away. Lamb, multi-time All-Star, 31 years old. Can't forget to mention he's a former MVP. That one ripped, but foul.
Pretty easy to give up on that pitch right there. Started on the edge of the plate with the spin. You know it's going to finish well off the plate.
Sliced hard, but foul. Burke over at first with 1 away. Nice grab. The flip. There's one. On to first. Safe. So they get one, but a really nice try there. Now a quick throw to first. And he's back safely. First offering. Runner goes. Pitch in for a strike. And that's a stolen base. Not even close. And the league leader in stolen bases does it again.
Well, we all know this team is struggling right now, and sometimes you just got to do something different to generate some offense. A little more aggressive right there to put the pressure on the opponent. We'll see if it pays off on the scoreboard for this team.
Man on second, 2 down. That's down and in. A slider missed.
You got this, West.
Late on that fastball.
I think he was sitting off speed there.
Goes down swinging for the strikeout. And he's registered 3. 1 down. Now it's the second baseman, Adrian Chavez. Base hit. So a man aboard now with 1 away.
Up next.
On the ground.
Nope. Foul ball.
And foul ball. Now the 0-1. That's to third. They take the force out. That ends the inning. Here's the shortstop at the plate. Swing and a ground ball out to short. Throws to first in time, and the lefty reliever does. One down. Charlie Lamb up now for the Brewers. And first offering is fouled off. Stays alive. Out towards right center field. Irving gets under it. Two-way down. Here's the third baseman, Kevin McGonigal. Two down, nobody on. Popped up. Erickson. And he makes the catch. Ball game, and the Reds take the first two games of this series. Lamb had a decent showing in the loss.
Not his best showing, but I hope he isn't too self-critical after they took the loss. Some things to build on in this game.
So up next, Charlie Lamb. Let's see what the former World Series MVP can do with this at bat, Chris. 0-1.
This is one of those situations the infielders have to pre-plan and understand that the ball's got to be hit extremely hard right at them if they're going to have a chance to go for a double play.
That one just missing inside. Ball one.
He's just missing with some pitches that, I mean, they're not strikes, and that's what you think, oh, good pitch is a strike, but so many times pitchers are trying to tease the zone, and the last two pitches that he's thrown, good pitches, but even better takes.
3-2. That's a good at bat right there. He was down early in that plate appearance. Works the walk. That one misses. That's 5 straight. Fastball for a strike. And the count is 1-1. First and second, no outs. Here in game 3 of this 4-game series. And that one fouled off.
Really going after him here. All fastballs to get ahead in the count.
Foul ball, still a 1-2 count.
Nope, outside.
Next offering is down low.
Way to lay off that pitch down.
Swing and a miss. He struck him out. And that is a big first out. 2 aboard with 1 out. Next for Milwaukee, Dave Mitchell.
Nope, that's inside.
And that's through there for a strike. And now it's even 1-1.
There, he can move the ball around, add and subtract, get some weak contact at times. So you don't worry as much about him in this situation. Very capable of getting a ground ball and get out of this little jam.
2 on, 1 out. And that's off the outside edge. 2-2.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
Strike 3, and that's 2 in a row.
Well, you got to be ready to swing the bat with a runner in scoring position and 2 strikes. Just put the ball in place somewhere, and you got a chance. Very frustrating for him, I'm sure. See if the next guy can pick him up.
First pitch swinging. 2 aboard, 2 outs. That one fouled off. Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout. So they strand a pair. Now it'll be the Reds. First and second, one out. Adrian Chavez. And a dangerous hitter coming to the plate. Runners on the move. Strike in there. Go to third. Save. Double steal. That's a bullet, but it goes foul. Lamb was named Player of the Month recently, and that's not the first time that's happened this year. Up the middle. That one sizzling on its way through to the outfield. And a man aboard.
Hey, that ball was hit hard. Good job.
Runner on the go. Pitch in for a strike. Throw, save. That's a stolen base. That's just his 70th stolen base of the year. No big deal.
Well, we all know this team is struggling right now, and sometimes you just got to do something different to generate some offense. A little more aggressive right there to put the pressure on the opponent. We'll see if it pays off on the scoreboard for this team.
Next
Ball
pitch is
back
outside.
Too close for me, partner, to take that 0-2 fastball, but for whatever reasons, he let it go by. He's still in the at-bat. I don't think he'll let the next one go.
That's ball two.
He's really tightening up his hitting zone with 2 strikes here. I love it.
Caught him looking for the K.
Well, that's a pitch, that slider from an opposite-handed pitcher that you usually see very well, but for some reason he didn't pick it up, and it just kind of got into the strike zone late. Gave up on it a little bit early.
Mitchell swings through it for strike one. And
That's
it's
a
even
ball.
up. Challenge from behind the dish here.
Excellent arm action on that 2-strike changeup. Just missed. Man, he wanted that call.
Man at second. Rip to third.
Come on, slide. Get out. Get out.
Handles, throws to first. That is the inning. Man at first, one away. Swing and a miss. Strike one. His home run numbers stand out, Chris. Nobody has hit more in his team. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Hoover leads off first with one away. Ground ball left side, could be 2. One at second. Double play. What a twin killing. Back here at Great American Ballpark. Ready to begin the 8th. Charlie Lamb up now for the Brewers. Foul ball.
Well, these Brewers doing a good job of simply getting the bat on the ball in this game, and the numbers back that up. They've done a great job finding holes in the defense.
Yep, that ball went out.
Exactly half of their hits have come off the bat less than 90 miles per hour. So the ball isn't exactly jumping off the lumber, but they're finding a way to make it work.
1-2 now. Battling here as he fouls it away. Oh, that got away from him.
That got him.
And he's going to reach on a hit by pitch to lead off the inning. And a little something. Step off, throw to first.
He's safe.
And he's back in safely.
Here we go. Runner.
Runner takes off. Pitch
Ball,
misses.
that's out.
Safe at second, and that was not close. And that extends his lead for the most stolen bases in baseball. Man at second. That one pushed to the left and foul. Here's the pitch. Runner goes again.
Get out,
In the
get out,
dirt.
get out,
Throw
get
to
out.
third, and he's in there easily. And now he's up to 3 stolen bases in the game.
In this game, you got to take what the other team is giving you. And right there, they were giving him a steal of third base. Didn't check his lead. Catcher doesn't throw very well, so you got to take that back, get your team that much closer to scoring a run.
Here's the 2-2. On the ground to third. That's out number one, and a run comes in to score. One-run game here in the top of the ninth. Odd choice here. They intentionally walk him, and the runner now into scoring position. Digging in, Theo Gillen. And this is very likely the last chance he gets to keep his hitting streak alive. Swings through that one.
Part of the order coming through now, and with one home run already in this inning, they're definitely looking to do some more damage.
Swings through that one for strike two.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up, try to track the ball, block it if you have to, as far as just a late swing that maybe you're not sure about. But
swing and a miss. Struck him out. Just one out remaining for the Brewers. Outside low. Ball one. The Reds trying to close out a one-run lead here at the top of the ninth. Ripped into right center for a base hit. Runner around third. He'll score, and they've tied it. Relay throw. Swim move, and he slides home safely. Wow. They've got the lead 6-5. We head to the bottom of the ninth. In now for the Reds, Woody Rudolph. On the ground, out to short. On to first. One out, bottom of the ninth. Cy Irving, the next to hit for the Reds. This could end it. On the ground, right side, Gillen. Throw to first, ball game. And the Brewers strand the tying run on base to win it. Lamb was outstanding in this ball game, helping them get the win. Singled and drew a couple of walks.
Oh, Boog, can't say enough about what he did for him in this one. He's a big reason they got the W, and it's easy to see why he's a key contributor for him.
Lamb steps in. He's had a lot of success against this pitcher, Singy.
Yeah, he's like a DJ with the timing, Boog, just mixing barrels and bad intentions every time they face off.
Foul ball there. Lamb working on a massive campaign right now, putting up some big home run numbers. Swing and a miss, and he chases that one in the dirt. Fouls it back with 2 strikes. Just underway here in Cincinnati. That one not close. 1-2 to count. Line drive, base hit, right field.
Find the ball, find the ball.
So they get a man aboard with a one-out single.
Great job.
The right fielder, Riley Hoover.
Back.
Quick move to first, and he's back in safely. Runner on the go. Pitch misses in. And that's a stolen base, not even close. And that's another stolen base for the league leader. Next over in there for a strike. That's strike one.
Back.
Pickoff move to second. Lamb back on a dive. And a big swing and a miss. One out, and a runner at second here in the finale of this 4-game set. Swings through him for the K. Had him out front for strike 3. Stepping in, the long ball threat, Junior Caminero. 3 hits and 12 trips so far in the series.
Ball one.
Here's the pitch. Runner breaks for third. That's in for a strike. Throw to third. Save. And the go-ahead run is now only 90 feet away.
When a guy's got that kind of lead at second base, somebody's got to call timeout. Pitcher's got to step off. The catcher's got to ask the ump for time or something. You can't let him get out that far. When you don't have a good thrower behind the plate, he's going to steal third almost standing up. That's a really good job of being aggressive.
No, that's a strikeout, and that'll do it for the inning. Leading off, Derek Dudek. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. Whips it to first. One gone, bottom half of the first. 2 outs and 1 in scoring position.
Nope. That's inside.
Now he can't squeeze it behind the plate. Everyone knows you got to be careful here, Chris. He is the best OPS in the National League. The 1-0. Swing and a pop-up. And that is that. Lamb, a former All-Star, 31 years old, and he's a former National League MVP. On the ground to the left. Throws across the diamond. Nice play off the bounce for the out. Back here in Cincinnati, here's the Reds catcher, Richard Erickson. This ball's chopped on the ground. Slings to first, and they get the leadoff hitter in the. So digging in, Woody Rudolph. On the ground, right side, Gillen. They limit the damage here. Lamb digging in. Pressure's thick right now, Singy. One well-placed swing, and we've got a brand-new ball game.
Yeah, this is the moment that hitters dream about. It's time to rise to it.
What a stop. The flip to second. What a double play that was. So 2 outs with runners on the corners. Here's the Brewers catcher now. Cruz is just 1 strike away. Laser base hit. 1 runs in. Throw in holds that trail runner at third base. They're at the corners with 2 away. Bottom 9, and they've got a chance at a walk-off in this tie game. In now for the Reds, Ross Sanchez. High fly ball lifted in the air right field. Hoover under this one. Brings it in, and there's 1 down. Lamb stepping in. The numbers aren't pretty, Singy. He knows that, but this is about adjustments and redemption.
Yeah, sometimes all it takes is 1 good swing to turn the tide and recover emotionally, and that can change everything in a rivalry like this.
The 0-1. And there's a foul ball. The 0-2. Swing and a miss. The velocity blasted it right past him. First and second, no outs. Adrian Chavez. And a dangerous hitter coming to the plate. Ground ball right side, could be 2. There's 1. They get the double play, and just 1 out to go now. So 2 outs with runners on the corners. Monty Ott, the next to hit for the Reds. Swing and a ground ball. Oh, can't pick it up cleanly. Runner from third, in to score. A big 2-out hit in the game. First and second, 2 outs. Cy Irving, and a dangerous hitter coming to the plate. 2 on, 2 outs. Swing and a drive. Back there. On its way. Ball game.
get to extra innings, it seems like every guy is trying to come up with the big swing to hit the homer and end the ball game. Well, he did it. Huge swing of the bat, and we're all heading home.
Michael Harris II next up for the Blue Jays. 2 on, 1 out. Runners on the move. Pitch in for a strike. He'll score easily, and it's 1-0.
I think he surprised everyone in the ballpark, and especially the pitcher. It wasn't a great lead there, but when he took off, I think he caught him off guard. Nice job to get to third.
Charlie Lamb at the plate now as he chases after that one.
I'll tell you what, he's embarrassed right now. Never swings at that kind of pitch, especially that early in the count.
Burke on at first, nobody out. Swing and a ball lifted in the air. Yamada moving under this one, and there's one away. Whacked out to center field. That's well struck. That's back. Out of here. Home run number 50 on the year. And we're level. It's 2-2. He only needed one swing to square it up.
Not wasting any time in that at bat, Boog. Aggressive, and it paid off. When you're working with this kind of velocity, so critical that you move the ball around, work quickly, and make sure that you keep that hitter off balance. Clearly not fooled by the location or the velocity. He was all over that fastball.
New inning getting started, and now for the Jays, John Yamada. The 2-2 on the way. Oh, can't pick it up cleanly. Go ahead run on base. Clemente the next to hit. Worked to walk at his first trip to the plate. There goes the runner. Pitching for a strike. Throw, save. That's a stolen base. And the go-ahead run is now in scoring position. That one fouled off.
Well, these Brewers just haven't produced as many competitive at-bats as I'd like to see in this one. They really haven't worked many deep counts or long at-bats, and that's fine if you're having a lot of success. But at this point, I think it's time to make an adjustment.
The 0-2. And down on strikes. And now one away.
Well, that splitter out of the hand, it just sort of jumps on you, and your interpretation is here comes a fastball again. Well, it never really reaches because the bottom falls out of it and you swing over the top, and that's why they call it a split finger fastball, because it looks like a four-seamer.
That is the inning. Lamb steps in. Previous batter couldn't get the job done. Now 2 outs. It's late and the pressure is mounting, Chris.
Well, this is where you pick up your teammate, Boog. They need someone to come through right here.
Line drive. And it's a one-hopper off the wall. Should score the run. The run scores from second, and now they trail by 1.
Well, there you go. The
Jim Martin gets the call from the pen.
I can't imagine any save is an easy one. You're holding a small lead on the scoreboard, and you know those hitters are going to give you the best at-bats they can. So it's always high stress. Let's see what he's got here to try and close it out.
They're down to their final strike.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up, try to track the ball, block it if you have to as far as just a late swing that maybe you're not sure about, but some way
And a ground ball to first.
Hang on.
Steps on the bag himself. Ball game. Lamb may not be stoppable this season as he hit home run number 50 in this game.
Yeah, and Boog, 50 homers is still a remarkable feat, even if it's more common than it used to be. You know, fewer than 40 players all time even have one season where they went deep 50 times. So that's
one down. And here is Charlie Lamb. Foul ball. Chris, he's currently the team leader in stolen bases. Lamb matched a homer in his last game. Strike two. Fastball, and he gets out of the way. This one drilled right center field. That one heading for the fence and gone. His 51st home run of the year. The Brewers score first. It's 1-0.
You can't ask for a better start than hitting a home run in your first at bat to give your team the lead. That's the exact definition of hitting the ball where it's pitched, taking that outside fastball and driving it the opposite way out of the ballpark. You want to bottle that type of approach.
Top half of the third inning, and now for the Jays, Oliver Wiseman. Bounced up the middle. Lamb. Over to first. Leadoff hitter gone in the third. First and second, one out. Felipe Mateo getting ready to hit. Ground ball left side, could be two. There's one. On to first, double play. Lamb steps in, two down, nothing cooking so far, but one swing can get something sizzling.
He knows it too, Boog. That body language says yes, chef.
Ball outside.
Tied up here in the early going. Swing and a miss. Curveball in the dirt.
Ball.
Lifted in the air, right center field. Lockett gets under it. And that's the third out. 3 up. Swing and a miss. Next offering in there for a strike. That is strike two.
Ball.
Drilled in the air, high and deep right field. Gone. He dunks it off the foul pole. Another homer. His 52nd home run of the season. And we have a tie ball game. It's 2-2. Chris, he's homered in back-to-back games now.
Yep, seeing the ball well, and he's got his timing locked in. He's looking pretty dangerous at the dish right now. Well, he really crushed that thing down the line, and everyone had to hold their breath until it clanked off the pole. And every time that happens, it just kind of feels like a trick shot or something. But really, it's just a stroke of luck that it stays fair long enough.
Up the middle, lays out, but he can't squeeze it. And he'll just eat it, so that's an infield knock. Runner on at first with one gone. Will Culver up now for the Brewers. 1 for 3. Quick move to first, and he's back in on a
He's in
dive.
there.
Runner takes off. That's in for a strike. Go to second. See. Man at second. Runner goes again. Puts in for a strike. Throw bounces in, and he's safe. And that extends his lead for the most stolen bases in baseball.
Well, sometimes stealing third base can be tough, especially if that shortstop or second.
Can't glove it cleanly. Still fires to first, and they get the out. Good recovery. Wasn't easy following the misplay. Close,
That's
but
the
called
ball.
a ball. Ball one. Challenge from behind the dish here. Fastball for a strike. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. So no run. So 2 down. And here's the first baseman, Lewis Hollander. The Jays down to their final strike. Popped up. Lamb under it. Makes the catch. Ball game. And the Brewers even this series up at a game apiece. Lamb had a great showing in the win. Cracked a pair of homers.
Such a tremendous effort at the dish. Not every game is going to be like this one, so you need to enjoy it when it's happening.
Charlie Lamb, fresh off an impressive. Next for the Brewers, Charlie Lamb. One of the stars in the win yesterday as he had 3 hits. He was late there, strike one.
There was a high velocity fastball in the zone. I think a little frustration from walking the previous hitter. He's got good stuff. Pitch inside the zone and trust it.
That one fouled off. Caught him looking for the K. Lamb wants to challenge this. Thought it was a ball.
That's the ball.
Still tied at 0. Last of the third. This one in the air, center field. And that is that. Felipe Mateo digs in now. The 1-0. Runner on the goal. Pitch in for a strike. Go to second. Out there. Runner at second. Nobody out. Tapped at the plate, but it's a foul ball.
Hitter's got some good opposite field power. What I like about something being hit to the right side into the outfield is that the base runner at second has a very good read and can determine whether or not he can score on that base hit.
Man at second. In the dirt, blocked. Nice job behind the plate there. The 1-2. In the air, right field. Brings it in. Runner tags at second. The relay to third. He's safe at third, and the tying run is 90 feet away. Odd choice here. They intentionally walk him, and the runner now into. So a change being made out at second. Pinch running for Milwaukee, Joey Daniels. Rylan Hoover now at the plate. Turned on, but that's foul down the the third baseline. Swing and a miss. Movement in the bullpen. Jesus Baez, the closer, getting cranked up for a possible save opportunity.
Definitely got the hitter conscious of the pitch inside. I really think the outer half is open.
Breaking ball, and
That
that
hit
got
him.
him.
Take your base.
Just
That missed. That's the ball.
You need a strikeout when you need a ball perhaps on the ground for a double play, or get yourself a pop-up, something, but you've got to make some pitches. But if he can battle and get through this, he can earn some points.
Go ahead run at second here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. That's off the mark, and it's 2-1.
Boog, in situations like these, the air can get really thin up there at the plate. Got to find a way to breathe and slow everything down.
Swing and a line drive, and that's a base hit into right field. One runs in, now a second crosses the plate. Here comes the runner. Cut off, throw to second, but he's in there easily.
Such great concentration. Everybody on their feet.
So 2 down. Billy Clemente next up for the Blue Jays. Line drive, and what a play! Ball game. Lamb did okay for them in this one.
Not one to put on the personal highlight reel necessarily, but certainly didn't hurt him on the way to the win.
Charlie Lamb getting ready. He's on an absolute. Lamb steps in now. He knows what's waiting for him, Singy. An arm of top-tier command and stuff to match.
Yeah, no freebies here, Boog. You got to earn everything when you're up against a pitcher of this caliber.
That one is absolutely belted.
Find the ball.
And it hops over the wall for an automatic double as a run scores on the play.
Well, there's something really nice about getting yourself an automatic double like that. You get to stroll into second base without having to worry about a throw or getting your uniform dirty. And now you're just looking for the next guy to kind of do the same thing. Maybe put one in the gap so you can jog home as well.
Almost got him. Line drive, base hit. Rounds third, headed for the plate. He will score. It's an RBI single, and they cut the lead to 2. Lamb digs in. 2 quick outs, but this lineup's too good to just go quietly.
Yeah, you never want to give away the last out of an inning, Boog. Let's see if he can start a momentum swing right here.
Two down, nobody on. He swings and hits a fly ball, center field. That gets down for a hit, and that'll bring the tying run to the plate. Quick toss to first, and he's back in safely. There goes the runner. Ball outside. Throw, save. That's a stolen base. And that extends his lead for the most stolen bases in baseball.
Looks like the base runner had a pretty good feel on the pitcher's move. After that pick over, seemed to settle in, and he took off right away. Nice job of stealing second right there.
Runner at second, 2 down here in the last half of the third.
Inside.
Next
No,
pitch misses
outside.
outside. And the count is 3-1. Got him looking. He picks up his 5th strikeout on the hill. Swings and hits one in the air out towards right field. Reaching for it, makes the catch. First and second, 1 out. Octavio McClellan, the next Giant to hit. 2 on, 1 out. On the ground to short. 1 and second.
Get out of there.
Throw to first, but he beat it.
Well, that's great hustle out of the box to get down the line, knowing that a double play will end the inning. Good job at the finish, reaching out for the bag. Now they got runners on the corners and still an opportunity to pick up some runs.
Hit on the ground to short. Throw to first in time. Lamb steps in. They're down, but he's got a chance to get something going right here.
Yeah, you can't hit a grand slam with nobody on. He just needs to be the match that lights the fire here.
Swinging a foul straight back.
Well, these Brewers, digging into their numbers, have to be happy with the swings they're taking. They have 5 extra base hits on the stat sheet so far, and that tells me they're seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well. With all those extra base hits, it's easy to think we're going to see that trend continue the rest of the game. They seem to be really locked in at the plate.
Good job to fight that one off. Stays alive.
Pick it up. Pick it up.
Ripped to short, snagged on a bounce. Tosses to first. Leadoff man is out here in the 8th. So runner at second, 2 down. Ryan Burke will hit next. The Brewers down to their final strike. And that one ripped to left. He's got it. Ball game. And the Giants take game 1 of the series on the road. Lamb with a nice showing despite the loss.
Well, Boogie definitely made a difference for him in this one. Even in defeat, he can hold his head high.
All right, just about ready for baseball. Stepping in, Terry Ramirez. Up the middle, Lamb. Sends it to first.
Yeah, you're out.
1 out in the top of the first. Lamb digging in. This matchup has been one-sided and not in the pitcher's favor, Chris.
Yeah, probably circled this one when the schedule came out. Might as well hand him the remote. He's been in full control in this one.
Carlberg, he gets a lot of swing and miss, and he keeps the ball in the yard. Not to mention the fact, not too many hits either. Swings through that one out in front that time. Even some of the best guys in the sport are going to give up home runs from time to time, and he's an exception.
Yeah, and even with those home runs, if you're throwing strikes and keeping base runners off the paths, then those home runs are solo shots. But to this point, he hasn't had to worry about it.
Up the middle,
1-1.
Lamb. Slinging it to first in time. Lamb, a former MVP. He made his major league debut when he was just 20 years old, and he was a 6th-round draft pick back in 2025.
Spin rate's outstanding on that high fastball. Really tough to hit.
0-2 now. And that one hammered. Hops over the wall, and that's an automatic double. Here's the pitch. Runner on the move. There's the ball. Go to third. Safe.
Well, sometimes stealing third base can be tough, especially if that shortstop or second baseman are making some noises, moving towards the bag, try to make you think that you've got to stay close. Well, they didn't do a very good job of that. Get a comfortable lead, got a great jump, and that's how you steal third base.
Worm burner into the outfield for a knock. In to score from third. It's an RBI single, and now they trail by one. New inning getting started. Now it's the Giants leadoff hitter, Terry Ramirez. Grounds one to short. Lamb handles, throws to
Got
first.
him, that's an out.
And the leadoff man's Thurman Hobbs, the next Giant to hit. On the ground. They take the force out, and that is that. Tap foul at the plate. Next offering is fouled back. Swing and a ground ball. Fair ball. Around first and hustling for second. The throw to second is offline.
2 hits for him in this one, both for extra bases. Got to feel good about that. Now a pretty big at bat coming up with a chance to even this ball game up.
Runner breaks for third.
Ball one.
In the dirt. No throw. He steals third easily. And the tying run is now only 90 feet away. And fouled off.
Ball, that's
Activity
down.
in the bullpen. Chip Terrell, a right-hander with big strikeout stuff, is getting it fired up. Pryor also throwing.
Ball three.
Plate umpires trying to tighten things up a little bit.
I thought that was a strike, and here's a challenge. Got him swinging for the K. Huge strikeout there. And here's a look at how he's using his pitches in this one. So up next, Dave Mitchell.
RBI knock for him last time. Now a chance to drive in another run.
And that's in for a strike.
Not what he's looking for there in the 0-0 count. Looks like he wants the ball down in the zone.
No, that's a ball. That's up. Ball two.
This one in the air, center field. Brings it in, and that will end the inning. So 2 down. Sebastian Walcott digs in now. And he grounds one back up the middle. Nice grab. To first. And they get the out. Now here is Charlie Lamb. He's one of the best players in the game. Swings and misses at the pitch off the plate. The Giants holding on to a 1-run lead here in the bottom half of the 8th inning.
Ball.
And ball one. Swings through that one for strike 2. Out towards right center field. Erickson has a beat on it. 2 down. No outs. Runner at first. Now at the plate, Octavio McClellan. The 2-2. Ground ball up the middle. Lamb. Looks to second. That's one. To first.
Yeah.
Not in time. Great effort there. Brian Hirsch up now for the Brewers. So the tying run at second. Swing, and he popped it up. Walcott under it. He's got it. Ball game. And the Giants have won 4 in a row. Lamb played well, but couldn't lift the team to a win.
Well, Boog, it was a strong individual day for him. Even if they couldn't quite get the win, this is a game he can feel really good about.
Lamb stepping in now. You look at the career splits, and it's just batting practice for him, Singy.
Yeah, this pitcher's ERA has a little dent in it thanks to this guy. Total domination.
Go two, go two,
That
go
one
two.
blasted deep to right. Way back there. It's got a chance. And that one is off the wall. And he starts his afternoon off right with a double.
Anytime you smoke a ball off the wall, you kind of think about what it could have been, but obviously you have to be happy with that result.
Here's the pitch. Runner breaks for third.
Get out,
Ball
get out.
misses. Throw to third. Out. And that wasn't close.
Well, I could see he had a big lead out there at second base, so it wasn't a shock when he took off. But trying to steal third right there, it's kind of risky, man. You're already in scoring position, so you've got to make sure that you can make it there safely. That wasn't the case.
Hirsch. The throw to second. A sensational double play. Doug Irvin, the next Giant to hit. Man on second, 2 down. Up the middle, Lamb. And that'll do it. Back here at American Family Field, bottom of the inning, Charlie Lamb up now for the Brewers. And that is out of play.
Well, these Brewers doing a good job of simply getting the bat on the ball in this game, and the numbers back that up. And here's a stat for you, Boog. They're making contact with more than 85% of the pitches that they're swinging at. It's pretty special stuff. Not so good if you're out there on the mound.
Oh, he botches it. Safe at first, no play. We'll see how they score this.
It doesn't really matter where you are in the lineup. Your job is to get on base and try to...
Quick move to first, and he's back in easily.
All those numbers mean this offense is really making the defense work by just putting the ball into play. Anything can happen at that point.
First offering. Runner
That's
goes.
the ball.
Pitches low. Throw to second, and he's safe. 80 stolen bases for him this season. How is that possible? Close, but called a ball. And it's 2-0. Challenge from behind the dish here. Misses just off the outside edge. I think that was a strike.
Get back.
Move to second, and he's back in on a dive. Runner in scoring position, nobody out. Here in the last half of the third. Now a long throw home. Save. In comes the run from second. It's 6-4. Doug Irvin now at the plate. And that one popped to short. Lamb under it. And that's the third out. Lamb digging in. Missed opportunity just now, but still a chance with 2 away. Big spot here, Singy.
Yeah, got to shake it off and keep grinding. A base hit here changes everything. Well, that two-seamer is heat-seeking for right-handed batters. Just runs in on those hands.
2 on, 2 outs. Fouls it off, still 1-2.
Well, he knows they don't want to give him anything to hit, but when you've got opportunities to drive in runs, you've got to expand the zone. He's capable of going out there and doing damage with it.
They get the force. They limit the damage. So digging in, Terry Ramirez. 2 down, nobody on. Out to short, Lamb. Fires over to first. And that's the inning. Lamb locks in. No need to press, but they can really use a leadoff base runner right here.
Yeah, all you want to see is a patient, quality approach. Pass the baton and chip away.
Walcott throws to first, and the leadoff hitter set down to open the 7th. Crowd locked in right now. 1-run game here in the 9th. Lamb, the next to hit, takes ball 1.
Oh, an interesting situation. One swing you can tie up the ball game, but if you're patient and work a walk, then you bring the game-winning run to the plate.
Looking to get the tying run on base. Catcher challenge. We'll take another look. Hard hit right side. Throw to first. Ball game. And the Giants extend their winning streak to 5 in a row. Lamb did well despite the loss.
No question that he delivered at the dish for him. Even though it wasn't enough to get them the W, this was a good showing at the plate.
Charlie Lamb. Fresh off. 1 down. Stepping in, the slugging shortstop, Charlie Lamb. This one in the air, center field. Almanzar takes it in for the out. 2 down. Angel Henao now at the plate. Good defender. He's been inconsistent offensively. Runner takes off, pitch in for a strike. Safe at second, and that was not close. Runner goes again. That's it for a strike. Throw, save. That's a stolen base. Man at first, 1 away. This one in the air, right field. That one back there, and a foul ball.
This is one of those situations defensively where you can't try to do too much. You got to make sure that you field the ball cleanly and get 1 out first. It's going to be tough to get 2 with this kind of speed in the batter's box.
High fly ball, right field. Randall moving under it. Takes it in for the out. So 2 on with 2 away. And up next for Chicago, Jay Tillman. The 0-1 on the ground to the left. Fires to first on the run. In time. Got him. Grounded to third, could be 2. And now to second, on the first double play.
Oh, man, what a smooth double play. That was a thing of beauty from start to finish.
So a man at first. Jay Tillman steps to the plate for the White Sox. Ground ball up the middle. There's 1. And 2.
He's out.
A play.
No, the shortstop makes the decision, commits to it, touches second himself, and then a strong throw across the diamond to get that second out. Really nice job.
Lamb in the box as he fouls off the first pitch. That one misses, and now it's even 1-1. Looked like a strike to me, and here comes the challenge. Popped up. And there's 1 down. Man at first. Now a chance for Dave Mitchell. This could end it. In the air, left field. It gets down, a base hit. And now two aboard. Here's the Brewers DH, Junior Caminero. And a payoff pitch. Up the middle. Throw to first. Ball game. And the White Sox take this one in a blowout. Lamb had the kind of game you'd like to avoid, which contributed to the loss.
I don't want to pile on a player when he's down, but that was a lousy game at the dish. They'll need to get better games from him to have better results as a team.
Charlie Lamb up now for the Brewers. Comes into this one with more homers than anyone in the National League. Out towards right center. That's well struck. Carrying well. It bangs off the wall. Headed for the plate. He will score, and they take the lead. The throw to third, and he's out trying for three. One out man at first. Next to hit, Jason Dominguez. Out to short, Lamb. There's one.
He's out.
Not in time
he's
at
in there.
first. It's a fielder's choice. So up next, Billy Romero. Ripped to short. Inning over, and it could have been worse. Here on the south side, all set for the start of the inning. Charlie Lamb up now for the Brewers. And a pop-up, right side, foul territory. One up, one down. So digging in, Booker Guerra. Out to short, Lamb. Play made, that ends the inning. We're through. The go-ahead run aboard at first, nobody out.
This is one of those situations the infielders have to pre-plan and understand that the ball's got to be hit extremely hard right at them if they're going to have a chance to go for a double play.
Laced into left. That's a base hit. Throw back in quickly. First and second now with nobody out.
Now just a nice job coming through. Could be a big moment for him right here. He's sitting on 999 hits. One away from adding a comma to that total.
That one's in there. It's 0-1. First and second, no outs. And we're at the top of the fifth. Fastball is outside. Activity in the pen for the White Sox. Steve Watson, the right-handed sinker baller. He looks to be readying himself. Stays alive. That one almost got him. Swing and a miss, struck him out. And that is a big first out. A little bit low.
That's low.
Ball one.
Way to lay off that pitch down. At the dish, looking to lift the ball in the air in this spot. Anything but the inning double play, Boog.
That one finds the zone. That's strike one. And a swing and a miss. Strike three, and that's two in a row. Go-ahead run on base. Junior Caminero up now for the Brewers. 1 for 2. in there for strike one.
Well, we call that keyholing. Even though it's right there and looks pretty good, if he doesn't love it, he's not going to swing that early in the count.
Runner takes off for third. Pitch misses. Throw to third. Ow! And Lamb stepping in now. It's clutch time, Singy. Go-ahead run sitting out there begging to be driven in.
Yeah, it sounds easier said than done, but he's just got to lock in and trust the process. One clean swing could change this ball game.
The White Sox trying to keep this a 2-2 game here in the top half of inning number 7. What a stop. Tags the runner. What a double play that was. Inning over. Go-ahead run on base. Angel Henao steps to the plate for the White Sox. Right side. And that chance handled. Goes to second for one. Double play. What a twin killing. So runner at second, 2 down. Jason Dominguez steps to the plate for the White Sox. Stevens is just 1 strike away. Swing and a ball lifted left field. Makes the catch. Ball game. And the Brewers even this series up at a game apiece. Lamb had a good day at the office.
Well, every team in the league wants hitters who can consistently deliver games like the one he had today, because it can help you get wins like this one. Nice job.
1 down. Now it's the power speed combo. Charlie Lamb. And first offering is fouled off. Nobody on his team has a better batting average than he does, Siggy. On the ground. And foul ball. McCullough in his 7th season, 28 years old. And they traded for him earlier this year. Line drive. Nice grab on the run. And there's 2 down.
Wow, he looked like he was running before the ball was hit. Didn't have much time, as that was a hard hit liner, but a nice job of covering a lot of ground in a short amount of time.
Whips it to first. 1 gone, bottom half of the first.
Batting second.
So 2 down. Jay Tillman steps to the plate for the White Sox. On the ground, out to short. Now the throw to first on the run. It's there, and that's a great play. Back at right field. Let's check out some notable MVP candidates so far this season. Lamb in the box now as he looks at ball 1. Second plate appearance of the day for him.
Man, he really sells the changeup with that arm action.
Fouls it off, still 1-2. Good job to fight that one off. In the air to left center. Almanzar takes it in for the out. And there's 1 away. 1 down. And now the center fielder, Ben Almanzar. Hit on the ground to short. Sends it to first, and they got him.
Deceptive slider right there. Stayed in the tunnel a long time. Got that hitter out front, rolled over it, put it on the ground.
Grounds 1 to short. Lamb. Tosses to first. That's the 3rd out. Nothing. And that one fouled off. Tap foul at the plate.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up, try to track the ball, block it if you have to, as far as just a late swing that maybe you're not sure about, but some way, somehow.
Oh, wow, what a stop. There's one to first, not in time. Great effort there. Quick move to first, and he's back in easily. Runner on the go, pitching for a strike. No throw, he's in there safely. And the tying run is now in scoring position. Runner on the go again. Pitching for a strike. Throw to third, save. That wasn't close. And the tying run is now only 90 feet away.
In this game, you got to take what the other team is giving you. And right there, they were giving him a steal of third base. Didn't check his lead. Catcher doesn't throw very well. So you got to take that back. Get your team that much closer to scoring a run.
In the air, left field, Guerra on the move. He's got it. Runner tags from third. The tag, and he's out at the plate. And that's now it's the right fielder, Avery Randall. The 1-2. Out to short, Lamb. Gets him easily, ends the inning. Man at first, nobody out. Now at the plate, Booker Guerra. Swing and a ground ball out to short, Lamb. One at second, over to first, safe.
Everyone appreciates when a shortstop makes a play like that. Your manager's smiling over there, and your teammates are loving it.
Fly ball, pretty well struck right field. That one carrying, and gone! His 53rd homer of the year, and they boost their lead. It's 4-1.
That's a swing that'll boost the win probability for sure. That's the exact definition of hitting the ball where it's pitched, taking that outside fastball and driving it the opposite way out of the ballpark. You want to bottle that type of approach.
Two outs, runner at first. Here's the shortstop at the plate, Michael Feliz. One strike away. That's a base hit. Lead runner touches second, headed for third. And now they'll have runners on the corners with two away. Here's the second baseman, Jay Tillman. Two and one now, two aboard. Right side, and this should do it. Steps on the bag himself, ball game. Lamb really stood out in this win. Had only one hit, but made it count with a homer.
I'll tell you, Boog, I was excited every time he came up. When a player is locked in like he was, it's a really special feeling. Great job in this one.
One down. Now it's the shortstop, Charlie Lamb. On the ground to the left. And it finds its way through for a hit. And a man aboard.
Way to get on base.
First offering, runner goes, strike in there, and that's a stolen base, not even close. And the league leader in stolen bases does it again. Bryant checks the runner.
Stay!
He's back in easily. Right through there for a strike.
Looks like he's just sizing him up there. Really good pitch to hit, but he took it all the way. Sometimes guys just want to set their timing later on in the game. That may be a pitch that he turns on.
Swings through it, and that's a strikeout. Next for Milwaukee, Dave Mitchell.
Seems like he's making contact with everything lately. Currently owns a 7-game hitting streak.
Runner at second, 2 down. Here in game 1 of this 3-game set. The 1-1. Fouled off left side. Cut on and missed, and it's a strikeout, and that is so 2 down. James Head, the next up for the Marlins. Here's a chopper to short. Nice grab to first. It's there, and that's a great play. One gone, runner at first. And up next for Miami, Reed Capel. On the ground, could be 2. Flips to second, that's 1. Double play. What a twin killing. Lamb digging in now, and Singy, this pitcher's playing chess, not checkers.
Yeah, this hitter better be ready to match him move for move.
That one is absolutely belted. Way back there, it's got a chance. And it's off the wall. Rounds third, headed for the plate.
Stand up.
He will score, and they take the lead. Safely into third. It's an RBI triple. Fought off foul. Runner at third, nobody out. We're here in the top half of inning number 3. Fouled off. He was late. In the dirt, kicks away from the catcher. Ball comes home, and he's dead at the plate. Lamb steps in, facing one of the top arms in the league. Big moment, big challenge.
You know, Boog, these are the matchups that tell you what a hitter is made of. Let's see what he brings to the table right here.
In plenty of time to first. 1 pitch and 1 out. So 2 down. Charlie Lamb up now for the Brewers. He's one of the best players in the game. Foul ball there. Lamb with just 1 more homer to hit before tying the MLB record with 762. Gets under and pops it up. Blanco should have this one. He's got it, and that is that. 1 down. Michael Trowbridge, the next up for the Marlins. And the 0-1. Up the middle. To first, and there are 2 outs. Now here is Carlo Tejada. The 1-2. That one is absolutely belted. Can't reach it. This should score at least 1. 1 runs in. He's in there. It's 3-3.
Such great concentration.
Ryland Hoover up now for the Brewers. Yates is just 1 strike away. Lined, and that's a base hit. Here comes the runner. Relay throw.
He's safe. He beat that.
And it's now a 2-run game. Here comes the skipper.
For the Marlins,
Edgar Batista taking over on the mound.
Well, he's been a really tough guy to take deep this season. You usually have to string some hits together in order to get to him.
That one is absolutely belted. pops over the wall, and that's an automatic double. A run scores. It's a 2-run game. Next for the Brewers, Theo Gillen. Down to their final out, but an opportunity to deliver the tying and maybe even a winning run. In the air, left field, base hit, 1 run is in. Another comes in to score, and in the 9th, they take the lead. No outs, runner at first. Vern Castro, the next to hit. Swing, and this one's bounced to the ground. Glove flip for 1, a double play. That might... And at the plate for Miami, Cedric Hamill. The Fish down to their final strike. Hey, got him, and that's the ball game. Lamb was a big contributor for them in the win. 3 hits, 2 of them for extra bases.
I'll tell you, Boog, I was excited every time he came up. When a player is locked in like he was, it's a really special feeling. Great job in this one.
1 down. Stepping in, Charlie Lamb. On the ground, out to short. Throw to first in time. Hammered down the right side, but foul. The Brewers still looking for their first hit in this one. In the air, right field, Alvarado under it. And there are 2 outs. So a man at first. Next to hit, James Head. Here's the 2-2. On the ground, right side, 4, 6, 3. And they turn the double play. Lamb stepping in now. This offense has been quiet. A big swing could change everything.
Yeah, and somebody's got to crack it open, Boog. Just need to flip the momentum.
Swing and a ball driven pretty well out towards left center. Tejada grabs it on the run. 1 pitch and 1 out. Lamb digs in. It's getting late, Singy. They're trailing, but traffic on the bases gives them a shot.
Yeah, it's all about cashing in now. Can't afford to leave those runs out there.
That's a ball.
Traffic on the bases with 1 already in, and we're in the top of the 8th. Popped up. Infield fly called there. Ready for the bottom of the 8th. Here's the shortstop at the plate, Cedric Hamill. That's a hit. So a runner aboard to start the inning. Michael Trowbridge, the next up for the Marlins. Out to short.
1-1-1.
Throws across the diamond. Inning over on the ground. So back to the top of the order. Rylan Hoover up now for the Brewers. And a pop-up on the left side of the infield. Trowbridge. And he's got it. Ball game. And the Marlins even this series up at a game apiece. Lamb had a game to forget in the loss.
I don't want to pile on a player when he's down, but that was a lousy game at the dish. They'll need to get better games from him to have better results as a team.
1 down. Next for Milwaukee, Charlie Lamb. Marmolejo, not a big strikeout guy, but still very effective as far as starting pitchers go. One of those guys that involves the defense and really gets them involved in the action. That one fouled off.
He moves the ball around all the quadrants of the strike zone and will add and subtract velocity. And because of that, he gets the weak contact. It's all about missing the barrel of the bat.
Comes up empty as he chases that one in the dirt. Castilla got him just barely. 2 away on the strikeout. Now it's the right fielder, Samuel Alvarado. Here's a 1-2. To the right side. Hot shot, and he can't knock it down. Hamill round second on his way to third. And now runners at the corners, nobody out. All loaded up. James Head will hit next. Hit on the ground to short. Lamb. Quickly to second for one. Not in time at first. It's a fielder's choice. Lamb with just one more homer to hit before tying the MLB record with 762. Swings and misses. That is strike two.
I know there are more homers in MLB nowadays, Boog, but that doesn't take anything away from this accomplishment. He's done something.
Now a blast to left center. Way back there. On its way. Out of here. A solo shot. His 54th home run of the season, and they cut into the deficit. He absolutely crushed that one.
No doubt about that one, Boog. We knew it wasn't coming back.
We take another look as StatCast tells us that ball took off at 110 miles an hour.
And plenty of distance as well. I mean, that was an impressive home run, Boog. He squared it up and knew it was gone.
Back here at Lone Depot Park. Now here's the Marlins DH, Reed Capel. Swinging a ground ball up the middle. Throws to first in time. Leadoff hitter gone in the third. First and second, 2 outs. Capel now at the plate. 2 on, 2 outs. Up the middle, Lamb. They get the force. That ends the inning.
For the Marlins,
We're back, and there's a new arm on the mound to start the fifth. Daniel Vasquez.
And as relievers go, he's not a big strikeout guy. He tries to force weak contact, so command and execution are huge for him.
1 down.
Really nice job to get your first out of the ball game.
Lamb ready to hit now. Down late. RBI opportunity, and this guy's looking like he wants to write the comeback chapter.
Yeah, let's see if he grabs the pen, Boog. Could start writing a whole new story here.
Man at second. Lamb would take sole control of the MLB record for homers with 1 more long ball. In the air to left center. Tejada on his way over. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. Starting to run out of outs. Runner in scoring position. No outs. Carlo Tejada the next up for the Marlins. Bounced out to short. Lamb gets it to first and 1 away in the bottom of the 7th. So now with 1 away and a man at second, Samuel Alvarado digs in now. The 2-2 on the ground. Slings to first in time. And now for the Marlins, Guillermo Blanco. Runner on the go.
Well,
Pitch
that's
misses
off the
in.
plate.
Safe at second, and that was not close. Man at second. Swing and a ball lifted in the air. Shallow left field. That's a base hit. Runner from second scores as they add on. It's an RBI single. Gilberto Castilla the next up for the Marlins. On the ground, a second, might be 2. There's 1. On to first, double play, and that's the inning. Back to the top of the order. Now it's the right fielder, Rylan Hoover. This one in the air, center field. Head settles under this one. And he's got it. Ball game. And the Marlins win the rubber match of this 3-game series. Lamb moved into a tie for the all-time record for career homers as he hit number 762 in this game.
What a journey it's been for him, Boog, and what a pleasure it's been for us to watch it happen.
MLB Tonight rolls off from Studio 3. It's Greg Amsinger, my guys Yonder Alonso and Dan Plesac. And, of course, we are all reacting to history being made. A new all-time home run king has just been crowned, breaking one of the most hallowed records in American sports. Guys, what's the perspective and understanding that we want our viewers at home to know about regarding the significance of this record and the accomplishment of breaking it?
Oh, Greg, I'll tell you this. Records have been around since Babe Ruth. Right? And you always wonder who's going to be that next person that's going to break it. Well, we've got our answer. It's been incredible to witness.
This player has had the spotlight on them their entire career, being pitched around. Dan, it's a remarkable accomplishment.
Yeah, think about this. When you're the focal point of the lineup, every pitcher already comes into a series saying, okay, we are not going to let this player beat us. So you pitch around, a lot of intentional base on balls. You're not going to get very many pitches to hit in a series. And when you get them, you can't miss them.
So fun to be part of history like this. Congrats to the new home run king.
So up next, Charlie Lamb. One big swing of the bat from becoming Major League Baseball's all-time home run king. Foul ball there.
Well, that two-seamer is heat-seeking for right-handed batters. Just runs in on those hands.
Lamb launched a homer in his most recent game. Line drive, base hit. Throw back in quickly. First and second now with nobody out. That's out to center field. Brings it in. Runner tags at second. The relay to third. Tags the runner, and it's a double play. Here's the Brewers DH. Junior Caminero collected 3 hits in the loss yesterday. Runner on the go. Pitches low.
That's down.
And that's a stolen base. Not even close. And that extends his lead for the most stolen bases in baseball.
Looks like they're trying to answer back on that run.
Runner on the go again.
That's the ball.
Pitch outside. Throw to third. Save. And the tying run is now only 90 feet away.
When a guy's got that kind of lead at second base, somebody's got to call timeout. Pitcher's got to step off. The catcher's got to ask the ump for time or something.
And a base hit knocks in a run. What a stop. Fires to first, and very nicely done for the out. Ripped into right field, base hit. Lead runner touches second, headed for third. And that'll put runners at the corners with 2 away. Here comes the manager.
For Cincinnati, number 22, Matthew Chambers.
Runner on the go.
Ball, that
misses.
stick out.
Safe at second, and that was not close. And that's another stolen base for the league leader.
Well, I'm sure that steal will raise a couple of eyebrows because of this big lead.
Yep,
but
that
I
ball
think
went
it's
out.
more respect for their opponent, knowing that they've got to continue to add on if they're going to win this game. Don't take it as an offense. Take it as a sign of respect.
Outside corner, there's a strike. Bullpen activity starting up now. Arnold Peters, the left-hander, is getting that big fastball of his ready to go.
Sold it really well with the arm speed. Swung underneath it, so changeup that stayed a little bit more on plane than what he was anticipating.
And now
Oh,
the
that's
count
in.
filled up 3-2. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. Brewers. Next for the Brewers, Charlie Lamb. He's a guy who does it all.
Filthy changeup right there. Just pulled the string.
Lamb matched a homer in his last game. Lamb working on a massive campaign right now, putting up some big home run numbers. Swings and misses, struck him out. Top of inning number 7. In now for the Reds, Monty Ott. Chop back up the middle. Tosses to first, and the leadoff hitter set down to open the 7th. So 2 down. Charlie Lamb up now for the Brewers. He's one of the best players in the game.
Well, strike one is so critical in a bat like this with a real threat at the plate looking to do damage.
Swing, and that ball is crushed on its way and out of here. And there it is. He stands alone as Major League Baseball's home run king. And they add to their lead. It's 8-2.
And that shot makes their grip on the lead even tighter.
One down. Woody Rudolph, the next to hit for the Reds. The 0-1. Popped up. Lamb. And there's 2 away. So 2 down. And next is the designated hitter, Johnny Frank. On the ground to third, and this should do it. Throw to first, ball game. And the Brewers take the series opener here at home. Lamb now stands alone atop the mountain as he claimed the all-time career home run record in this game.
Well, that's consistent greatness, Boog. That's what we've seen from him throughout his entire career. And as he kept piling up homers, the idea of him breaking the record started to actually seem plausible. What a moment we got to witness in this game.
Okay, all set to go. Digging in, Josh Johnson.
Josh Johnson.
Brewers, here we go.
Swing and a ground ball. A dive. Nice stop. From his knees, the throw.
He's
and
out.
that's a great play for the out.
Great reaction there to get to the baseball, secure it, and then no time to get up and throw. Throws from one knee. That's a guy that's got a lot of confidence in his arm strength and accuracy.
Lamb stepping in now. Tough matchup here when you're facing someone that throws 97 miles an hour on the black.
Yeah, Boog, forget the scouting report. You just got to step in the box and trust his instincts.
Line drive, base hit. Lead runner to second, so 2 on and nobody out. Check swing, and he went. And it's 0-1.
So now it's all about protect mode. Try to shorten up, try to track the ball, block it if you have to, as far as just a late swing that maybe you're not sure about, but some way, somehow climb back into this at bat through the count.
Fastball is outside. And an ABS challenge coming from behind the dish. So the call stands. One challenge remaining for them now. This one in the air, center field. And there's one away. Two aboard with one out. Now at the plate, Dave Mitchell. Good power, not great in the OBP department.
Yeah, he can move the ball around, add and subtract, get some weak contact at times. So you don't worry as much about him in this situation. Very capable of getting a ground ball and getting out of this little jam.
That one lifted to left. Rudolph under it. Two down.
Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Junior Caminero.
Late with the swing there.
Well, that two-seamer is heat-seeking for right-handed batters. Just runs in on those hands.
Swings and lines a base hit into left field. The throw home. Safe at the plate. On the board first, it's 1-0.
Mission accomplished there as he picks up the RBI to give him the lead. Just a solid swing right there. Caught it out front and lifted into the outfield for the base hit. Those always feel great.
Theo Gillen up to bat next. Lays off for a ball.
At this point, the clean inning is over. Got to settle in, focus on the hitter, and get out of it with minimal damage.
That's inside.
That's off the inside corner. Ball two.
It's great to get on the board in the first frame of the ball game, but here's an opportunity for them to really open things up with a couple of runners on. Let's see if they can cash in.
And that is that. Two aboard, two outs. Intentional pass coming. Bases now loaded, though it does set up a force at every base.
That's a ball.
That misses the zone, and that's ball two.
Pressure's on right here. 2-0 count, bases loaded. You don't want to fall to a 3-ball count and then walk in or on. He's got to challenge the hitter right here.
In danger of walking into tying run.
Big in situations like these, the air can get really thin up there at the plate. Got to find a way to breathe and slow everything down.
That's a strike, and he inches closer to getting out of the jam. Ball four, and a run comes in to score. 2 outs, bases full. Dave Mitchell up now for the Brewers. Flying to left his first time. And that's off the outside edge. Ball one.
Tried to backdoor him with that slider right there, but just missed off the plate. Good pitch, though.
And it's 1-1. Bases loaded, 2 down. Here in the second game of the series. Well struck left field.
Go home.
And it one hops off the wall, and this could clear the bases. Now a relay to the plate, and he's in there as 3 runs come in. Lamb with some impressive production lately. Swinging a foul out of play. Nobody on the team has more stolen bases than he does this season, Chris.
You don't stick at the major league level unless you can string together consistently solid performances. Right now, he's showing us.
Go on.
Line drive, and that's got extra bases written all over it. He's in at second with a 1-out double.
He went up there and got it. With 2 strikes, I'm not going to leave this in the umpire's hands. I'm going to be aggressive. It was in a location where you could get those arms extended that he loves to do. So nice job right there, coming back in that at bat.
Nope. Outside.
Runner takes off for third. He's in for a strike.
Get down.
Throw is high, safe at third. And the league leader in stolen bases does it again.
Well, a high throw just adds a fraction of a second from catching the ball to putting the tag down on the runner. Hard to
That's
say
ball
for
2.
sure if a good throw gets him, but as soon as that one took off from the catcher's hand, there wasn't much of a chance.
Off the
No,
plate inside.
inside.
And that's ball 3. That one fouled off. Finds its way through, base hit. Runner from third in to score. It's an RBI single, and it's 8-3. 2 gone with runners at the corners. Charlie Lamb up now for the Brewers. Year in and year out, this guy an MVP candidate. Lamb was tearing up the base paths in his last game with 3 steals.
It's a lot of fun watching him run the bases, Boog. I think opposing pitchers and catchers need to take a few extra minutes to plan out how they'll adjust when he gets on base.
Traffic on the bases with 2 already in to score. Last half of inning number 5. That one almost got him. Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Runners at the corners here. 1 away. Monty Ott, the next to hit for the Reds. 2 on, 1 out. There goes the runner.
He's
They
out.
got him.
Kind of a gamble right there. They're trying to stay out of the inning-ending double play possibility, but now 2 outs, and it gets a little tougher to drive in the run from third.
Lamb steps in. They've got the edge, but the job is not done. He's looking to keep the line moving.
Yeah, nothing wrong with a little insurance, Boog.
That one hammered center field. That's back there. Off the batter's eye and gone. His 56th home run of the season. And they boost their lead. It's 11-6.
That's a swing that'll boost the win probability for sure. So impressive how he was able to go down and get this fastball, but yet get it up in the air, hit it far enough to get out of this ballpark.
Next for Cincinnati, Ross Sanchez. Stevens is just 1 strike away. Up the middle. Base hit. Headed for the plate. Here comes the throw. Safe at the plate. It's 11-7. Back to the top of the order. Here's the center fielder, Josh Johnson. Got him, and that's the ball game. Lamb really stood out in this win. A 3-hit performance, including a homer.
Such a tremendous effort at the dish. Not every game is going to be like this one, so you need to enjoy it when it's happening.
Lamb digging in, big-time pitcher, so he better have a plan, Singy. Otherwise, it's a short trip.
Yeah, Boogie's just got to pick a pitch and go. No guessing, no hesitation. Sold it really well with the arm speed. Swung underneath it, so a changeup that stayed a little bit more on plane than what he was anticipating.
That one almost got him.
Ball.
And that is out of play. Ray with a stellar run lately on the mound, really carving up lineups. On the ground, right side, Chavez. Play is made, 2 out. On now to the top half of inning number 2. Now the Reds cleanup hitter, Mustafa Leary. On the ground. Gets it to first and quickly one away in the second.
The batter number 13, shortstop Charlie Lamb.
Lamb with another scorching run of play lately. 0-1 now. Swing and a miss, and he got him to chase. That smash towards center. 2 away.
Man, that's one of those at-bats where you have to remind yourself it's about the process. He did everything right there. Nothing to show for it. But in your mind, you have to convince yourself that it was a very good at-bat.
On the ground to second, might be 2. There's one. And they get him easily at first. It's a double play. Lamb digging in now. He has his work cut out for him facing this pitcher, Singy.
Yeah, Boog. He's got to extend the at-bat, change the pace, whatever it takes to help this lineup right now.
Well, I think the key, I mean, if he can get through one more inning, anything after that, a hitter or 2 is bonus, but they should be lined up good enough to get to the finish line.
2 down, nobody on. That's inside. Ball 3. This one's smoked on its way out of here. His 57th homer of the season, and they cut into the deficit. So the streak stays alive. His 4th straight game with a home run.
Boog, that's like a cycle of home runs, and I know how much you love the cycle. He's absolutely punishing mistakes right now he can't miss. High fastballs, especially with good velocity, can be really hard to catch up to. But he stays tall, his top hand works extremely well, and he absolutely clobbered it.
Runner at first with 2 away. Adrian Chavez, the next to hit for the Reds. 0-1 down. Runner on the move. That's in for a strike. Safe at second, and he easily steals the bag.
Well, it seems like 90 feet is such a big deal in a tight one-run game like this one. Maybe it's a little bit risky, but they felt good about it, and it paid off. Let's see if they can turn this into a big run.
He takes it himself to the bag, and that'll do it. Lamb stepping in now. You ever get so tired of a pitcher owning you, you just want to bunt, jog to first at protest, Singy?
Hey, man, whatever works right now. At this point, even a swinging bunt would feel like a trophy.
Ball.
If you're a base runner, you got to stay dialed in here. Look for anything in the dirt. Try your best to get into scoring position.
And another ball with a single base runner because of all the power. They are dangerous to tie this thing up or take the lead. And that's down and away.
Last couple of pitches breaking balls away. I think he's going to have to come firm inside to be able to open up that location if he wants to go back there later in this count.
Payoff pitch. Swing and a ball lifted in the air. Irving gets under it. And that ends the inning. We go to the 8th. In now for the Reds, Monty Ott. The 2-2. Hard hit left side. And that's one away as the leadoff man is out in the 8th. 1 down. Woody Rudolph, the next to hit for the Reds. Out to short. Lamb. Slings to first, 2 down. All set to start the ninth in this one. Leading off, Josh Johnson. On the ground to the left. Lamb. Fires over to first. And the leadoff man retired here in the ninth.
Up next is Cincinnati.
So 2 down. Mustafa Leary, the next to hit for the Reds. Here comes the 0-1. Ground ball up the middle. They take the force out, and the inning is over. 2 outs, runner at first. Kevin McGonigal will hit next. On the ground, right side. A dive, he's got it. Throws from his knees, and that is the ball game.
Pressure packed in this final inning. Tying run on base. Great running and diving catch to rob the base hit and also prevent that run from scoring. What a great job. A lot of excitement in that dugout, and it's going to carry into the clubhouse.
And the batter now, Charlie Lamb. Homered in the ball game yesterday afternoon. Slapped hard the other way, but foul. Lamb, a former Gold Glove winner, batting second in today's lineup. Can't forget to mention he's a former MVP. The 0-1. Up the middle. Dives, and he can't hang on. No throw, a tough play, and now there are runners at first and second.
Well, the best way to shake off yesterday's struggles is to get on the board early. They've got a guy in scoring position. They've got to find a way here to get him in.
And that's in there for a strike, and now it's even. First and second, no outs here in game 1 of this 3-game set. Ripped on a line to center. He's got it. Next to hit, Dave Mitchell.
Definitely scuffling at the dish lately. Just 1 hit in his last 5 games.
That one a little bit high. Ball 1. Catcher challenge. We'll take another look.
Oh.
In the dirt, and an excellent job keeping it right there. Burke, the lead runner at second. Lamb at first, 1 gone. And fouled off. Comes a 2-2. Swings and misses, struck him out.
Oh, it can be so tough as a hitter to pull yourself out of an extended slump, one that lasts for several games, even a week or more. No, right now, he's really in one, so I'm sure his mind is all over the place, racing, having a hard time sleeping, trying to figure out what can get him back on track, back to feeling more comfortable and settled in the box.
That one found hard the other way. Ground ball, and that's through the infield. Runner around third on his way to the plate. He will score, and they take the lead. It's an RBI single, 1-0. So 2 outs with runners on the corners. Will Colbert getting ready to hit.
At this point, the clean inning is over. Got to settle in, focus on the hitter, and get out of it with minimal damage.
0-1.
2 on, 2 outs. High fly ball, right field. And that is that. Back here at American Family Field as we go to the last of the third. Charlie Lamb up now for the Brewers. And there's a rocket into the outfield. Throws to second. Now back in safely at first.
Everything came together for him. And now a chance to maybe get creative on offense with good speed on first.
Runner on the go. Strike in there. And that's a stolen base, not even close. And the tying run is now in scoring position.
But with a good arm behind the dish, it's definitely a roll of the dice here to try to steal second base. Man, he can zip it down there so quickly. That was a pretty good throw as well, but really good, clean, stolen base. He can be pretty proud of himself.
That's out the corner.
As a pitcher, you know the runner on second is ready to push things with his speed. A base hit's probably going to be a big run, so you really have to execute on the mound.
And a count 1-2. In the dirt. No advance. Good job behind the dish. Runner in scoring position. Nobody out. Here in the last half of the third. On the ground, right side.
Right here,
Long.
right here, on the back.
Whips it to first. One gone, bottom of the third inning. Dave Mitchell up now for the Brewers. Struck out swinging his first time. Fastball for a strike. It's 0-1. That one is absolutely belted. And it is out of here. His 24th home run of the season, and it gives him the lead in the third. It's 3-2. He absolutely crushed that one.
No doubt about that one, Boone. We knew it wasn't coming back.
This one absolutely screamed out of here, Singy. A laser. StatCast tells us it was 112 miles an hour off the bat.
Yeah, it left in a real hurry and didn't go that far because of the launch angle being a little flatter, but clearly it had all the velocity it needed to leave the yard.
Line drive, and it looks like trouble. Rounds third, headed for the plate. The relay throw. Tag, he scores. And it's 4-2. That one is absolutely belted. And it's a one-hopper off the wall. Should score the run. In to score from third. Fires to second too late. Into second with the double, and that was hard hit. 1 out. Runner at second. Napier, the next to hit. Man at second. Swing and a ground ball up the middle. Throw to first in time. Arlen Dawson up now for the Tigers. Grounder off the pitcher. Safe at first, and now we'll check on the lefty.
Up next to the Tigers.
Here's the catcher, Richie Hernandez. And at second. Swing and a ground ball. Over to first. Got him. Next for the Brewers, Charlie Lamb. 3 for 3. He's got a pair of singles and a triple. On the ground to short, could be 2. Novak. Over to second, and that's 2. Back here in Milwaukee, top of inning number 7, Marcellus Napier. Up now for the Tigers. On the ground to short, Lamb. Sends it to first. That's the first out in the top of the 7th. No outs, runner at first. And next up for the Tigers, Arlen Dawson. Hit on the ground to short, Lamb. 1 at second, and 2 out play.
Oh, man, what a smooth double play. That was a thing of beauty from start to finish.
Up now for Milwaukee, Charlie Lamb. Golden opportunity right here. Swing and a line drive, base hit into left field. 1 run across. Another comes in to score. Coming home. The relay. Catcher can hang on, and they lead by 4. Hey, by the way, Chris.
Yes, John.
Happy birthday.
Oh, thank you. When you get ahead in the count, there's no doubt that the success rate goes up, and that's what he's been doing. It's made a big impact for him in recent games.
One out, the runner at second. Here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. That one is absolutely belted. Carrying well. Going. Gone. He nails one out to right. Home run number 15 on the year. And they add on. It's 11-5.
Already playing with the lead, and now they're celebrating a home run. They're having a great time out there.
So, Singy, this is a little bit of a surprise. A guy known for line drives hits one over the fence.
Well, if you're a little too early, you'll get some elevation in the ball, get out of the ballpark. For him, it's kind of a mistake. But you know what? When you have such a good...
So 2 down, and up next for Detroit, Marcellus Napier. Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. So digging in, Marcellus Napier. Newsom is just 1 strike away. Swing and a ball popped in the air. That one gets down for a hit. So he gets on base and keeps it going. Kenneth Rush up now for the Tigers. Here comes the 0-1. Ground ball up the middle. Lamb flips it. That finishes the Eagles' action. Lamb was outstanding in this ball game, helping them get the win. Knocked in 4 runs, really drove production.
Well, Boot, can't say enough about what he did for him in this one. He's a big reason they got the W, and it's easy to see why he's a key contributor for him.
Charlie Lamb comes in. 1 down. Charlie Lamb up now for the Brewers. A big game for him last night. He had 4 hits in that one. Lamb, a former MVP, 31 years old, and he's a former home run derby champ. Man, that got him square in the mask. That one hammered, but pulled foul.
Well, this is a good time to step out of the box, take a deep breath, and reset. A couple of change-ups. Probably won't see another one here.
Swing and a miss. That one in the dirt. Up with it, fires to first. Out. 2 away now after the drop third strike.
Well, obviously that was nowhere near the strike zone by the time it got to the plate, and people at home watching are thinking, what's he swinging at? But I'll tell you, some of the break guys snap off these days is just devastating. It can be so tough to recognize where a pitch like that's going to end up.
The throw to first. Leadoff man retired here in the second. And now the DH, Pete Crow Armstrong. Up the middle, Lamb. Throw to first in time. And now the right fielder, Federico Sanchez. Up the middle. Throws to first in time. Back here at American Family Field, set for the bottom of the third, Charlie Lamb. Up now for the Brewers. All right, Chris, when you talk about great logos, the Milwaukee Brewers, the M and the B that form a glove, not everyone even realizes that it's an M and a B with that glove. They started using it in 1978 and have been using it a lot more recently. It's a great logo, Chris.
Yeah, Boog, I remember as a kid, my brother had that ball cap, and I would just kind of borrow it. Some would say steal it, but it was just such a cool-looking logo. I had no idea until years later that that's what was hidden on the inside of it, that M and that B, but very, very cool.
In the air, right field, Sanchez coming on. That is the inning. Back here in Milwaukee, top 6, Peter Long up now for the Tigers. On the ground, Lamb. Now one gone in the top of the 6th. First and second, one out. Hideo Yamamoto digs in now. On the ground, right side. Oh, look at the stop. Off balance speed. There's one. On to first. Save. So they get one, but a really nice try there. Man at first. Next for Milwaukee, Charlie Lamb. Swing and a high fly ball. Deep left field. That one back there. And that's a foul ball.
Well, these Brewers, digging into their numbers, have to be happy with the swings they're taking. They have 5 extra base hits on the stat sheet so far, and that tells me they're seeing the ball out of the pitcher's hand really well. With all those extra base hits, it's easy to think we're going to see that trend continue the rest of the game. They seem to be really locked in at the plate.
And a swing and a miss. Tapped softly on the ground. Dawson to second, on to first, double play.
They made that double play look so easy, but it was far from routine. That's the one thing about big leaguers. They make tough plays look simple.
Ripped to short. They get the force, and that's the third out. Runner on at first with one gone. Now it's the DH, Pete Crow Armstrong. And the 0-1. Out to short, Lamb. Slings to first in time. And next to hit for Detroit, Hideo Yamamoto. This could end it. Got him, and that's the ball game. Lamb with a forgettable showing in this one.
Definitely didn't do much of anything for him in this one. I think he knows he's capable of more. They got the W, but he wasn't the reason why.
And now the shortstop, Herbert Novak. This one chopped to first. To the shortstop at second, but it pulls him off the base.
Batting third.
Runners at the corners here, one away. Pete Crow Armstrong up now for the Tigers. On the ground to first. They get one. Nice grab. They get the
Out on the
out,
tag.
and that'll do it. One down. Next for the Brewers, Charlie Lamb. And first offering is fouled off. Singy's currently the team leader in runs batted in.
Well, that two-seamer is heat-seeking for right-handed batters. Just runs in on those hands.
Pitch is in the dirt. Now 1-2. Got him swinging for the K. Had him out front for strike 3. 2 outs. Couple of base runners at first and second. Fouled off. He was late. Nobody in the league has more stolen bases than he does this season. He has been dangerous. And now the 0-1. Sliced hard but foul. 2 on, 2 outs. Hard liner. He's got it. And the inning is over. Lamb, a former Gold Glove winner, over 2,500 hits in his career. Can't forget to mention he's a former MVP. Fires across the diamond, and he's out. Back to the top of the Detroit order. Here's the catcher, Richie Hernandez. 2 balls and a strike. Here it comes. Out to short, Lamb. They get one. To first. Double play. Nicely done. So 2 down. Now it's the switch hitting outfielder, Hideo Yamamoto. The 0-2. Swing and a ground ball. On the run, sent it over to first. Got him. A beautiful play. 1 down. Next for Milwaukee, Charlie Lamb. That's a bullet, but it goes foul.
Look out. That ball was smoked. Man, I am so relieved that they have this netting down the lines. Just ensures safety for the fans. Last thing as a player, you want to look up and see a fan get hit.
In the air to left center. Rush has a beat on it. Out number 2. Lamb locks in another RBI chance after a rough outing at the plate. Can erase all that right here.
Well, you got to stay locked in, Boog. And you know what? Sometimes the 5th time's the charm.
Swing and a ball lifted in the air. That is the inning. And next will be the cleanup hitter, Kenneth Rush. 2 down, nobody on. And that one popped to short. Lamb. And that is that. So 2 on with 2 away. Here's the second baseman, Peter Long. 1 strike away. This to third, McGonigal. And that'll do it. Lamb had a pretty poor showing in this game despite the win.
Certainly a frustrating game at the plate, Boog. I think he'd be the first to tell you he's capable of better. Still, they got the win.
Charlie Lamb is putting together 1 down. Charlie Lamb now at the plate.
A guy like this can be tough. You know he's not going to try to beat you with velocity, but he's going to sink it, he's going to change speeds, and he's going to pitch backwards at times.
In the air, right field. And there's 2 down. They got it for out number 2.
It's never fun going back to the dugout after hitting a line drive that finds a glove, but you will get some high fives. You know, when you make great contact, you feel like you've done everything right. But in this game of baseball, not everything is in your control.
Here's a chopper to short. Play made. That ends the inning. 1 out. Runner at second. Michael Varela up next for the Astros. Man at second. Swing and a ground ball to first, but it pulls him off the bag. Here's the shortstop at the plate. He's been a great free agent sign. Here comes the pitch. Runner breaks for second. That's in for a strike. And that's a stolen base. Not even close. They've got a potent lineup. And when you think about teams capable of rallying from this kind of deficit, they're right at the top of the list. There's a swing and a drive. Way back there. And a foul ball. The Brewers with a lot of ground to make up. And we're in the top half of the 6th. The 0-2. Swing and a ball popped up. 2 down. Charlie Lamb up now for the Brewers. He's one of the best players in the game. This one smoked on its way out of here. His 58th home run of the season. And they close the gap. It's 7-3.
That gives them hope they can pull off this comeback. They just need a few more swings like that, and they're back in business. Well, I'm sure there's a big grin on his face right now, Boog. He's probably had some of those that didn't stay fair, but off the bat, it looked like it was going to bend foul. Was able to keep it in there, tucked it nicely, and he gets the jog around the bases. Good for him.
Runner takes off. Pitching for a strike. Safe at second, and he easily steals the bag. So 2 down. Christopher Karowski digs in now. In the air, right field. Varela under it. He pulls it down. Ball game. And the Astros take the series opener here at home. Lamb played well, but couldn't lift the team to a win. Just one hit, but it did leave the yard.
No question that he delivered at the dish for him. Even though it wasn't enough to get them the W, this was a good showing at the plate.
Charlie Lamb up now for the Brewers. That's a bullet, but it goes foul. Lamb went deep in his most recent game.
This is one of those situations the infielders have to pre-plan and understand that the ball's got to be hit extremely hard right at them if they're going to have a chance to go for a double play.
Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Fights it off. You'll see another.
Well, that two-seamer is heat-seeking for right-handed batters. Just runs in on those hands.
On the ground to short, could be 2. Slings to second, over to first.
No, he's
safe.
safe.
Good onside run and sink on that pitch right there. Got inside on him and got him to bounce into that out.
Quick toss to first, and he's back in there. Runner on the move. Pitching for a strike. Throw, save. That's a stolen base. And that extends his lead for the most stolen bases in baseball.
Well, he picked over once just before the pitch to check on him, but that didn't seem to slow up his jump on the pitch at all. I think that guy's been studying some video. Awesome job to be prepared, got the timing down, and he gets into scoring position.
Got the bat going too soon, and strike two. Foul ball, still a 1-2 count. Man at second.
Really good take, especially with 2 strikes.
2-2 now. Can't connect on the curveball, struck him out.
Well, Boog, it becomes pretty difficult as a teammate when a guy's struggling like this. You don't know if you want to go up and tell him to keep swinging it or if you want to give him his space, what exactly he needs. But right now, it's clearly a struggle for him, and you're just hoping that somehow, some way it'll click and he can get out of this as quickly as possible.
Ball one.
Come on, Houston! Let's go, Astros!
That one
Nope.
missed. That's a good at bat right there. He was down early in that plate appearance, works the walk. And now the catcher comes up to hit. That to right. He's got it, and that'll do it. And the batter will be the shortstop. Up the middle, Lamb. Fires over to first. One gone, bottom half of the first.
Batting second, the second baseman, Vic.
And a big swing and a miss. Here's the 0-2.
Ball one.
And they'll do it again. Swing and a pop-up. Foul territory for the catcher. Out number 2. Lamb digs in. They're in front, but that lead could shrink quickly.
A little breathing room never hurt Boog. He's got the bat to supply that 0-2.
What do you got?
Swing on the first pitch. Appeal down to first. And he held back, according to Ricky Holiday. The 1-0. Hard hit left side. Leadoff man retired in the 6th. Now it's the shortstop, Charlie Lamb. Got to be careful with a slugger like this because he could turn it into a 3-run game in the blink of an eye. Other thing in this part, I mean, he could sneeze one over the left field wall into those Crawford box seats. On a line out towards center. And there are 2 down.
Not fooled at all right there. He was clearly all over it, but sometimes you hit it.
So 2 down. Stepping in, DeAndre Tompkins. Swing and a ball popped in the air. And a base hit. So the tying run reaches with 2 away.
That's tremendous fight from him, and I know it's...
Here's the catcher, Connor Peters. That one lifted to left. Makes the catch. Ball game. And the Brewers hold on to win a tight one as this one ends as a 1-run ball game. Lamb with a mediocre showing in this one.
Not one to put on the personal highlight reel necessarily, but certainly didn't hurt him on the way to the win.
1 down. Next for Milwaukee, Charlie Lamb. So we'll see what the former batting champ can do here, Chris. First pitch, and he has to get out of the way.
Straighten him up a little bit.
That one back up the middle, and it gets through. So they get a man aboard with a 1-out single. Quick move to first. Lamb dives back in safely. Here goes the runner. Pitching for a strike. Safe at second, and that was not close. There it is. He has 90 stolen bases on the season with that swipe. That's a strike.
Well, he didn't like those first 2 pitches. Now in an 0-2 hole. He's going to have to battle. Hope he gets a mistake.
Swing and a pop-up. 2 down. Now the Brewers cleanup hitter, Junior Caminero. His next home run will be the 500th of his career. Swing and a miss, chased it out of the zone.
Man, I can't imagine what he's feeling approaching this milestone, Boog. I mean, I got to see Jim Thome hit his 500th home run in Chicago. And this guy's already passed Lou Gehrig, Stan Musial, Willie Stargell, and he's on the cusp of joining a club of around 30. It's all legends from here on.
Got him looking. That ends the frame. So the Houston lineup turns over. Here's the second baseman, Vance McKenna.
Let's go, McKenna.
Ground ball left side, could be 2. Glove flip to second, double play. What a twin.
Charlie Lamb.
Swing and a miss at a slider.
This is one of those situations defensively where you can't try to do too much. You got to make sure that you field the ball cleanly and get 1 out first. It's going to be tough to get 2 with this kind of speed in the batter's box.
Crushed left center field. This one's deep. Forget it. His 59th home run of the season. And the Brewers had the lead. It's 3-1.
He's going to the plate with a ton of confidence lately, and he's getting the results to back it up. No doubt, those 2 things feed off one another. I'm sure he wanted that pitch down below the zone. It stayed up a little bit. He paid a dear price for it. Just a great swing to the ball, through the ball, and a nice round trip there.
Here's the shortstop at the plate. The 0-1. On the ground right side. 4, 6, 3. And they turn the double play.
Oh, man, what a smooth double play. That was a thing of beauty from start to finish.
High fly ball lifted into the air right field. And that'll do it. So next up for Houston, Conrad Smart. 2 down, nobody on. Up the middle. Oh, great stop. Throw to first, but it's not in time. Base hit. Lamb starts it off with a lead. Looking to play add-on, not just maintenance, Singy.
Yeah, partner, when you've got momentum, you ride it.
That one fouled off.
I'm really impressed with this offense. They haven't been timid at the plate at all. They've been aggressive, and they're keeping the defense on its toes. So far, they've got 7 hits within the first 3 pitches of an at-bat, so there's been no time to get comfortable on the mound.
Ball that's outside.
Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. And, Chris, that's a way to neutralize his speed by keeping him off base.
And the defense breathes a sigh of relief because he puts pressure on everyone if he can put the ball in play. But that's how you do it. Keep him off balance, get him out of there, and deal with the next guy.
This one in the air, center field. Werner under it. And that's the 3rd out. Man at first, and the batter will be the shortstop. Runner takes off. Strike in there.
He's safe.
Throw safe. And the tying run is now in scoring position. Here's the shortstop at the plate. Stevens is just 1 strike away. Swinging a drive. Back there. On its way. Ball game.
Hitting a walk-off homer is the kind of thing you dream about growing up. You're in the backyard, you're creating the most pressure-packed scenario, and what do? You come through with the big swing. Well, he was living a childhood moment right there. Nice swing at the bat, nice win for the team.